This is a photo I took 2 years ago. It's looking towards Newquay across here, West Pentire at the back. Coming round to the lovely beaches around here behind the cliffs here. And this is on the walk between Watergate Bay and Mawgan Porth. It's on the northwest Cornish coastal path. But there's a lot of scope for wildflowers and things here. Stipple, a calm sea, so we will put a little bit of crashing waves on the beaches there near Newquay Harbour. So we'll have to go there. I've done it in watercolour, I believe, but I'm not sure about acrylic or oil. I've probably painted it in passing oil, but not demonstrated it. But anyway, let's come up to the board. It'll be the usual colours, you know those. Oh, there we are. Right, okay, so I'll put in, I do like flat brushes. I've got this, like, I suppose they call these fitches, do they? It's not round, it's a flat brush, but it's chamfered at the corners. I don't really like those brushes. I like the square edge brushes. And that's a good one, but it's got a bit, I'll use that one because this is a good quality one. This is not a Chinese one. Oh yes it is, yes it is. It's hard to get these good quality cheap Chinese brushes. You know, they got very popular for the price and they do lovely things. I've got several left. I'll probably have to start getting those out soon. Right, okay, so let's do my usual thing of black and red. Let's try, see what happens. So we'll get the shape and coming down, all down to here, across to there. Then in here we've got some shadow. Come down here and then come down there. Okay, now the horizon, I'm going to raise it up a little bit because it's just too close to the centre and I don't want it on the centre, I want it above the centre. So that'll be, going down here, up here then. Okay, so we've got the lovely coast. We've been to this place many times. That's looking over to Pentire, West Pentire, Crantock. Okay. Right, so that's that blocked in. I have primed this with a coat of quite dilute PVA glue, only the one side. It'll stop the early paint soaking into the paper, so we've created a plastic surface here with the PVA. There's wood glue to you and me. Nothing special, just what you get at the DIY or, well, anyway. It's all wood glue, PVA wood glue that is. I'll put all this in dark and we'll gradually feel our way into this. So I do this because it just gives a nice foil for the greens and the lighter colours. In case you're wondering, I don't always do this. I'm making a lot of this up as I go along. Not the painting, but next week I might do something entirely different. I might just go straight in with the colours as they are, but I don't know, there seems to be something about this black and red. Good foil for the greens. I can add a little stuff going on in here. These are quite sharp edge you all want to climb down there. Those are lovely little bays that you can only get to by boat. Cornwall is a fabulous place, but sadly we won't be there. It's too far for us to go for the time we've got left for holidays this year. So we're going to go down to Dorset, which is about half the way. Right, I want to get that fairly accurate there. Actually, that should come up a bit higher than that. Let's just take it up a bit. I think the paper's not quite as, well, not in quite the same proportion as the photograph, but that's okay. Right, let's paint some sort of sky. Well, actually, I want to put that background in first, or at least thicken it up a little bit. So I'll still do it fairly dark. I'll do it in a bluey, reddy sort of colour. I've just mixed a bit of blue now. Red pencil, let's get that in. Some lovely hotels are on the top here, but they're too far to see really, which is just a lot because I'm not going to put them in. I'll put some buildings in over this. When I put my sky in, I'll take it over the edge here. And then that'll come down to this. Yeah. Oops. I'll bring the sky down and end this a bit short there. Right. Okay, so that's my basic painting in. Now let's go in with some sky. I want to come down to sort of a similar sky that I did yesterday, so I'll put some ultramarine out. Ultramarine white for the top of the sky, the top of the sky, and coming down into a sort of a lemony, orangey, very faint. I need to clean my palette a bit. And pinch another toilet one. So I'll just clean that a bit there. Oops. Right, white, a lot of white, chunk of blue. Want it to show, but I don't want it too dark. Just a flat brush to start with. So that dries and it'll take some more paint. It's already too flat, I'll need some variety in it. Right, now we'll moderate that now with some of this yellowy, lemon yellow, touch of the vermilion. sun sets that way. That's looking due south, that's looking west. See, it's lost and found. I'm going over the edges, just softening, more white. I need to get that down there. I want to cover that bit up. That's where my seed is going to start there, across there. And this is the dry bit. I'll put in a bit of sea. Just let this dry off a bit. So see the same sort of colour as the sky, but with a touch of green. So we'll put a bit of yellow in there, or a bit of ochre. That gives a more realistic sea. So I've got to put a headland in here, which will be between the headland jutting out here and that's Town Beach. And in between here and there you've got Watergate Bay. What I can't remember. Whipsy-derry. A bit of white in here. Scrubbing away. Now on this bit here I'm going to put some lighter yellow ochre just to show some shallow of water. I don't really want to leave any bits unpainted, it's not watercolour. So I'll just get that in there. Don't mind a bit of white showing through, but not a lot. Darker blue on the horizon there. It's all about going over edges and restating the edges and trying to build up a nice softness around everything. So lost and found, lost and found. Just think lost and found. Alright, let's just put a bit of yellow ochre in that mix now and a bit more white. More white there. A bit of blending here. I'll go back to the blue and the ochre. Some lighter bluey stuff now. You don't want it flat. You don't want flat sea, you want plenty of variation in it, the dark bits. And go back to the ochre, the white. Just give some wave impressions, or clouds, well, no clouds, just talk of that. Okay, it still needs to be a bit more luminous around here, so put a bit of white in with that mix. Sort of ochre-y light going to darker blue as we go into the depth of the sea in the bay here. But ochre with the blue just gives it that sea colour. It is reflecting the sky, but there's always a little bit of green in our coast water. Okay, that seems to be alright. I'll go back to the sky now. No, that's not quite right. I'll do some work on the on this. Now, I'll put the shadows in first. Then the shadows up. No. Oh, it's the same one really. Right, we've got a sort of like a pale colour. So I'll mix a bit of red, a bit of blue, a lot of white. Oh, much more white than that. It's quite a lot of this. I don't know what it is. I'm sure someone will tell me that this is all covered in it. The shadow in there. Bit of green. Just some base colours. Shadow. Mix a bit of blue in my shadow. Bit of sienna in there, I think. Bit of ochre with it. Okay, we've got a bit of a greeny plateau there. To the back to the shadow in here. Okay, now we're putting some light green on here. Come down there like that. sort of a path going down there. You have to look for the lights in all of this. Right, it's a bit greeny up here, so we'll do that. A bit of white, a little bit of yellow. Oh, helicopter. I think some stipple on there would be in order. I'll do this in two parts this one. I think I'm going to get stuck sooner or later. We'll put some of this shape that's coming over there. There's a couple of wedges of it there. There's just like boulders of it. I know Maxine will let me know when she comments on it, what these flowers are. I haven't got a clue. We did go to, many years ago, probably 30, 40 years ago, having a sort of a family holiday in West Penshire, in the Manor House. Fabulous holiday with lovely weather for all but one day. It's great. He was a friend of my wife's relations, and he apologised because he didn't know the Latin name of one particular butterfly. Quite amazing. But that was his subject, he was a biologist. Oh, let's just put in some of this here. There's some big white ones in there. Look, it's so simple. We've got all this coming up here. Oh, lovely old stipple. And we're getting lighter and lighter as we go into this top of that headland there. I can put all my dark shadows back into this. We've got another row of these. These are lights, just catching lights. Another one here. These white flowers in here. It's like a wedge of them. I'll show you this in a minute, in case you don't believe me. Right, let's go down to my laptop. I'll zoom in on it and try to remember to zoom out. Can you see that? Oops. Try to move the screen. So it's all there. Right, back up to what we're doing. I'm beginning to enjoy myself now. I found the way through. Yesterday I changed from, no, the day before, it was David Thornber's lovely photograph. I changed midstream. I went into 3 videos. That's not going to show against the light there, so I'll put a bit of dark green on top of that. Now some blue in the shadow here. just stroking my brush. Oops. Get those shapes right there. I'm going to put in some bit of green in there as well. So yellow, red, and black. I might have to let this dry for a little while. It doesn't take long, but it's coming up to my lunchtime, and when I start to get ravenous. There's a bit of details going there. I can't see. I'll just move my screen just in case. I can't see a lot of light in there. I'm going to put some in, but certainly a bit of green in here catching the light. So I'm not one for making a rod for my own back, doing all this. I think if you can find an easy way to express yourself, whatever it is, however, it's going to be right, isn't it? I'll put some light, some greens back in there, and darker greens, black back in there. There's some shadow in here. Now we've got some dark shapes in here, so we'll put those in. I need some more green, so I need some more of my mid-yellow. There it is. Reeves. I like black, and I like it mixed with the red to counter change against the greens. Let's just get some of that stipple back in there. Get these shapes here. I'll put some lights back in that there. Just want to build up a bit of a texture on that surface there. Lots of tiny pinpricks. Get this in here. These are going into the shadows. There's a shadow in there. Sort of, these are all like clumps. Not a very good description, but I lost my picture on the screen. Come back. No, it's not quite right there. That's going to dry because there's quite a bit of light green in there, because it's coming up to the top here, and the sun will be more or less overhead, well, coming across. So I'll just do. Now that's yellow, that's a sort of a oops. I'm just mixing up some very light green just to go over this. It's catching the light down here. A bit of pink in there, a bit warmer. Don't want to come too much over my shadow bits. But I think that's coming on. I'll just do a bit in here. There's some, it's a very dark shadowy area, but there are some bits of light poking through. Now I'm going to mix a bit of light red for, I'll just clear off the last bit of light red, which is, oh, it's gone hard. Oh dear, tore me my membrane. I'll have to, oops, it's gone dry there. I don't use a lot of light red. But I think we've crossed the thread here, which means we've got to dig out some of this. No, we've broken. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. What a waste. Planned obsolescence, that is. The inside of the lid's broken. Just typical, isn't it? Right, okay. I'll mix up a bit of light red with my blue and some white, and that will be a sort of a grey colour, mid-grey colour, because I can see some. I can put a bit of umber with that, I think, because I've still got some of the palette. That's just. Well, but that'll do. We don't want any. I can't see anything on there other than just this little bit of light creeping through here. I just want to get in some dark shadow now. In here. Just put a little bit of detail in here. But I do need some colour in that, so burnt umber, bit of ochre, nearly gone as far as I'm going to go for this session. Alright, let's get some variety in this here, these bits here. Just a light green. Any more light greens? Let's put some in here. Right, I just want to get that sorted out there. We can mix a bit of umber and a bit of blue. Right, I think that's as far as we can go for the moment. I'll shut my computer down, my old computer. Battery's naff one, there's a second one, I'm not going to change it. It works okay on the mains. Probably a bit more light just back in there, so it's a bit stark. We've got to brighten this foreground up a bit. Nicely indistinct here, but this is where we need to do some work. So we need some warmer colours in there. So I'll see you after my lunch. Bye for now.